Hello you guys and welcome back to another video on this channel. Today's video, y'all, I don't know how to describe it. I'm trying something a little new. It's not quite a podcast episode. It's not quite a story time. It's kind of like mini story slash statements. Y'all know those videos where they're like things men have done slash said and I've stayed. It's October, I'm making spooky stories and videos and I'm like, what's scarier than dating men? Especially in big 2025 with this president and all the interesting podcasts. And I've probably already cried or felt hurt by all of these like insane things. I know y'all already know how like it gets down if you watch me, because sometimes in my story times they'd be like, Alicia, no way, someone said that, someone did that. Yeah, so let's just make a video about some of the craziest ones. So this first one, let's start off strong. This is bad, but hopefully I want to feel like this is on like the lower end because this was my high school boyfriend, and so we're gonna hope he's grown from this moment. Anyway, so y'all, I remember when I was in high school, if y'all know, like I said, if y'all know, if y'all watch my YouTube videos, y'all, I've always been the innocent, the what's the called, the slow paced person. Like in high school, he was my first boyfriend senior year. All we did was kiss. Okay, that's all we ever did. The whole what months we were together. I wasn't ready for all that in high school. Him on the other hand, you know what? Let me not even say what his count was at 16 years old. We're not body shaming. We're not body shaming. But anyway, so that was just like the dynamic. He was my first boyfriend. I was not his first girlfriend. He was from Christian school that transferred my school. A little background, right? So I just remember one time we were just on the topic, of course, what happens in high school when it's someone who's already done all that stuff and someone who hasn't. Obviously, he was showing a little bit of interest. I was like, nah, whatever. And it just came up. And I was like, so do you and your friends like ever talk about stuff like this? And he was like, yeah, like boys talk about and stuff like that all the time. I should already know. Why are high school boys so nasty, y'all? This is a side story. I literally remember I was with him when he got a Snapchat from his best friend. His best friend Snapchatted him a picture of a used to show that him and his girlfriend had finally did it. Okay. Weird flex, but okay. So I'm like, oh, so boys, like you guys talk about stuff like this. So I'm like, have you told your friends that, like we don't like do stuff like that? And he was like, no, I don't really mention it. And he was like, but if they asked about it and like asked about you, I definitely lie. Hmm? I'm like, what? What do you mean you would lie? He was like, yeah, if they asked me like how it was or if we did it yet, I would definitely lie because there's no way like I'm gonna tell my friends that we haven't done it. He's like, yeah, I'm not gonna risk them like calling me out or calling me or stuff like that. Like I would definitely just lie about you. So even though I was a little slow in my first relationship, what, 17, 16, I still wasn't playing. I literally got mad. I'm like, wait, but I'm literally a virgin. I'm like, so if your friends asked you something like that, you would literally lie on me. Mind you, you're talking about me and mine, not just you. I was like, just to avoid conflict with your friends, like you would lie on me. And he was like, yeah. He was just so serious. Like, yeah, 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 Alicia, I would. Okay. All right, all right, all right. High school boys, am I right? So on in this next one. Y'all know how there's this trend on TikTok right now when they're always like, don't judge because it could never be you. And then it's someone putting like, but why would I this? Like, why would I let a man use my car? Or why would I like it's all these like people saying stuff like this. I feel like as much as I don't want to judge people and say something can never be me, I think this comment might clap back to this it's very crucial how I'm not the one to be played with. This wasn't that long ago, unfortunately. So if you guys are new to this channel, you know I've been single most of this year. Um, I've been single since February. It's been lovely. Before then, I was in the sunken place. I was in the transitional period of my 20s, okay? I was dating this guy who was 5 years older than me, who was a bum. If you watch my stories, dating a brokey, all that, 5 years older than me, like acted like he was this way and his life was this way when he first got with me, paying for everything and blah blah, and then got with me. And then he decided to be honest about his life and not having a place to stay and having all these issues. I said, oh, right. So you manipulated me into being with you just to get me into the relationship and then to try to push that, hold me down. Because when I'm up, because you've probably had a boyfriend like that. That was who I was with. So, right, at first I was delusional. I was in love. I stayed with this man who lied about hella shit. And I was just like, I love him. And I see him struggling and always crying and going through mental breakdowns. And I just want to help him. And I would always be like, I'm here for you, even if it's not physically. You can call me and we can talk about the things you're going through and stuff when we're apart. And so I'd always say that because how I feel when I'm in love, yes. Let me know if you need anything, if there's anything I can do to help you make it better. I definitely overplayed my part. I'll never forget when he was talking about this, right? So he was such like, oh yeah, I'm working up to getting an apartment and stuff like this, but it's really hard because some don't take mine because my credit's bad and stuff like this. And I remember he was like, hey babe, like how you told me that like if there's anything you could do to help, like let you know. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, like when I get the money for a place, he was like, one thing you could do is you could put your name on the apartment for me.
Hold on, that's too fast, mama.
Oh, a man 5 years older than me, by the way. I'm literally like, why would I do that? And can I be honest, y'all? When we were dating and when he said this, the whole relationship was only like 4 months. When he asked me this, we were probably only 3 months in. That whole trend, don't judge because it would never be you. Now, why would I put my name on anything for a man I've only been dating for 3 months? Why would I do that? Like he was literally like he was just like, you said if there's anything you can do to help because my credit's bad. So I remember one time like my cousin had put his name on an apartment for me, so I was just throwing it out there because if you put it on for you and don't even worry about it because when I get up, like I'm never gonna do you dirty like that. Like he was pleading his case so irritated, y'all, because I was literally like, no. Mind you, I'm a person who I'm only 22 years old. I'm only 22 years old. Like, I've never even put my name on something that big or made that big of a purchase or like any of that. Yeah, I'm still in my early 20s. So I'm like, why would I ever do that for the first time for a man? I'm just like, yeah, like I want to do anything to help you, but I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. He was real mad. Because why would I do that for a man I've known for 3 months? Like, I was really bummed, y'all. I guess I'll just add this one in too. I remember again, one thing he did is like, he was on the grind, right? He was on the grind. So he finally told me when I was in a relationship with him. So he was working, and at first he was doing DoorDash. Mind you, didn't tell me at first, was picking me up, driving me around, didn't even know he had no license, no insurance at 26 years old. Right. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. But at the time of this comment, I did. And he said, like, oh, yeah, like I do DoorDash. I use my mom's name and car model and stuff like that, because I don't have a license or insurance. And he said, like, the account with his mom's name and stuff stopped working. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, so, hey, so I can keep door dashing. Can I use your name and your license to make a new account? Again, y'all, what do you think I said? I said, no. He's like, what do you mean? Like, I'm not gonna do anything crazy. I'm just trying to be out here and get this money. I'm like, No, you can't open up an account or thing with while you're someone driving without a license and without insurance. Like, I'm not gonna put myself in that mess. No. Again, he's real mad. Who you mad at? What you mad at me for? That era is over, guys. I promise. I promise. Moving on. I swear, y'all, I feel like most of these stories are from my two most recent relationships. The bum, the brokey, the bum slash brokey, and my abusive boyfriend, my abuser, right? The great relationship shifts. Started dating him when I was 19, right? So if y'all don't know me or couldn't tell, was already watching my pages and stuff, call me Malcolm X as a girl. Okay, a girl has always been pro-black, and you already know that about my page. Okay, so this is context for the story. I personally, I've never dated interracially. Okay, black love over here. I just love black love. Black men are lovely, beautiful. My community is beautiful. I grew up in it. That's just me. That's just me. Nothing wrong with anybody else. Because I don't know why there's fighting words when black people only want to date other black people. That shouldn't be fighting words. Other communities do all the time. That's me. And that's what I like. Okay. As a girl like this, as a pro black bitch, I don't know why I'm always attracting these black men who are wannabe pro blacks. Okay, so I was dating this man, and baby, like I said, I'm a walking history book. History was my favorite subject in school. Okay, so I started dating this man, and of course, you talk about like your past and stuff like that, especially as a black woman, asking a man, looking through his following, looking through his celebrity, like who he used to date. It's all very important. So also, shut your mouth if you don't understand the nuance of interracial dating in the black community. This conversation is not for you to comment if you have some slick to say. But the real bitches who understand the effects and why these things matter as a black woman, who are literally made to feel glee and at the bottom societally and not represented in media and terrible stereotypes and all that from like the beginning of time in this country, do not judge us for wanting to be with someone who wants to be with people who look like us. Okay. So I remember I was dating this man. We were getting into the past. Like I said, I've never had a boyfriend who wasn't black. This man, on the other hand, had dated interracially before me. He dated like other girls of color, like white women, stuff like that, like back in high school. And it was like, okay, that was like his past or whatever. And so again, like, why am I like Malcolm X and then I be attracting these wannabes? So I remember I'm dating him, and again, it's like when I look back at my teenage self, but also I don't want to judge myself because, like I said, I was in an abusive cycle with this man. I'm like, I would block you and you would never hear from me again if you said something like this. He would tell me all the time. Like, again, it's like they want a smart, intelligent black woman, then they start being with one, and then I start rubbing off on them, and then all of a sudden they want to be all right. So I remember he would tell me, like, yeah, if you had ever dated a white guy before, I would never be with you. I would never be with you. I would never touch you. That'd be so unattractive to me.
Maybe your father didn't spend enough time with you. Maybe your mother didn't spend enough time. You didn't get the type of attention from your parents.
Didn't yeah. Like, he would say this like unprovoked. Like, it would just be living inside of him. The thought of me, oh, even though that wasn't the reality. I'm like, why are you lying awake always telling me this? Like I said, it was part of his abusive cycle to just put me down for something I never even done when he's white people before and he's dated people before. I would literally always be like, why are you even telling me this or trying to put me down in this way? I'm like, you're the person who has done that in your past. I'm like, I haven't even done that. I'm like, why do you always like tell me that? And he's like, I don't care if it's hypocritical. It's just the truth. Like, you would be so unattractive to me if you, y'all, I cannot, like, that's what I'm saying. I know everybody else's jaws dropped. What? Please don't judge me. I was 19. So my crazy ex who's abusive emotionally and sexually, who used to assault me, would get fired up and always try to belittle me and tell me it was like more than just this. This is just one of the like outrageous ones I can remember. Get mad at me and tell me how I would be disgusting and undateable if I did this certain thing that he's done multiple times in the past. Like I said in the other videos, y'all, I'm so happy I'm at the point in my life where I'm done being afraid of my abuser. Like, boy, I'll punch you dead in the mouth. I'm so glad I've been separated from that for years. Moving on to another nuanced topic. So, if you guys are new to this channel, you know I'm not religious. I'm not religious. I'm a girl who grew up Christian loosely. I have an atheist dad, I have a Christian mom. So, it wasn't a big deal that I wasn't religious. I wasn't heavy in religion. I'm just not interested. I don't believe it. Doesn't make sense to me. Boom. That's how I feel. I remember one time I was talking to this man. I was in a talking stage, and like we got to that conversation where he was telling me about his daily routine. And I always disclose the information because I don't give what you think about me not believing, babe, right? And he was telling me his daily routine and how he's like, yeah, I wake up and I read the Bible. And I was like, oh. And like I said, especially to people like this, I disclose it because I know a lot of religious people like to tussle. So before I tell you what this man said and how this conversation went, before I even knew that this man was apparently heavily religious, there were a few things about his past that had me like, ugh, like where I was literally like, I don't know if I want to date you because this is a little, or keep talking to you because this was a little too much. And he was like, no, 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 I'm a change man, I'm a change man. So he told me he used to be a cheater, and like any cheating is bad, but he literally told me like he cheated on someone by with someone else. That's that's when I was like, he tried to plead his case, right? He told me, like I think body count came up and stuff. He was like, oh yeah, I don't know mine. Right. And see, I know body count is like such a nuanced conversation, but like we were 19, wait, no. Yeah, we were 19 and 20. Why have you lost count at 19, 20, babe? I'm scared. I'm a little bit worried. And he follows up talking about body count because he says, yeah, well, to me, this is just it's just an activity basically. Like I've even some of my friends, like, yeah, it was just for fun. See, and when I say this, I'm not trying to group in polyamorous people or people with open situations because that's them. You guys are both consenting to it and it's equal and it's in a safe way. But people who are not like that, and even a lot of people like that normally, like friends or real relationships are off limits. Like it's with new people they meet. That's what I've heard. I'm like, he just couldn't fathom how I was like, that's really weird. Like, that's not your friend. If you like, I literally, again, getting really concerned about even wanting to talk to this person. I'm like, you not about to be hanging around the homegirls that you before. Like, not my man. That's not your friend. Like, that's not your friend. Oh, we just one time. That's not your friend, babe. I literally told her. He was like, no, don't worry about it, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, he couldn't remember his body count. He said it was just an activity that he did with his friends, his homegirls for fun. So when so when we come back to the conversation where he's telling me how he reads the Bible every morning, I'm like, oh well, I'm not religious at all. I'm like, does that bother you? He said, yeah, that's a deal breaker for me. Sorry, bye. So you're friends for fun. It's just an activity. You don't know your body count, but I'm a man of God and I can't talk to you because you don't believe. Shut up. Yeah. Like I can't believe that surprised me. Like I literally That was so funny to me. Like when I was telling people about that, I just thought that was so funny. Like I didn't even tell him all that. I was literally just like, oh, okay. Cause what are you really gonna say? If I throw all that in his face, like I know a lot of religious people, not all, love to like manipulate it into how it's okay for them to be like that, but I'm a fucking bitch because I don't believe. So I was just like, okay. Like what? Like what? And I remember he went back and forth because he was like, wait, but I don't know, but you're so great, but that is a deal breaker because I'm a man of God. And mind you, this man, I never even called him on the phone before. It was just texting. What is so great about me? You've never heard my voice. Anyway, moving on. Back to dating this bum, y'all. So, arguing with a man about unfollowing someone on Instagram, something that makes me uncomfortable, I'd rather eat jeans than I ever do that again. Okay, I'm a Scorpio. I like men who say, yes, Alicia, anything for you, Alicia. Because what? Like, I can't believe I was dealing with a bum liar and then on top of that, this. So, I remember I had a problem. I had a problem with my boyfriend, my ex, following someone who was very known for just having ass and pictures like that. Very pretty. Very pretty. That's for the girls to follow and hype up, not my man. Not my man. So I remember I told him how I felt. And he was very insane. Why men love to flip this on you. You just like he's not told me to block people before. And mind you, this is a celebrity he's never met in real life. She would never block you. She doesn't know who you are. And so I'm like, yeah, it just makes me uncomfortable. And I was like, I know this was like, oh wait, no, it wasn't. And so I seen that he had actually liked a picture. Like we weren't official, but it was like when we were definitely, I think, in the talking stage. And again, it was a picture of her ass all out. And I was like, you literally like, maybe it'd be different if I didn't see that much activity, but I was like, I literally see a picture of you liking a picture of her like that. So like, you're obviously attracted in some way. It just makes me feel uncomfortable. He's like, oh, what picture? Let me see. So I show him the picture. Why does this man go, oh, like he swore he wasn't attracted to her. He was like, I'm not attracted to her. Like, I really like her personality. Like her Instagram stories are funny. He's like, I didn't like that because like I liked her butt or whatever. Like, she's wearing a shirt that says Libra, and I liked it because my mom's a Libra. You liked a picture of ass because your mom's a Libra, nigga. Get the get. And y'all, he was dead serious. He's like, why would I lie? Why would I lie? My mom's a Libra. I noticed the correlation. I don't give a I don't care. I don't care. And I got my way with this, but it was like the way it was like I'm like, my husband would never argue with me about someone he doesn't know. I don't care who they are. Music, cool. Listen to her music. You don't have to follow on Instagram. And before anyone tries to tussle, I'm the same way. Like I remember I blocked a bunch of people for him that I didn't think were worth blocking. Like it would be like guys who would be in my DMs or whatever, which like I get, but they're in the request. I didn't accept them. I'm not gonna respond to them. I still blocked them for him. I was like, the only reason I wouldn't block them and I don't block stuff like that normally is because like I make videos and they could be someone who likes my videos. But I still block them for this man. Moving on. No, actually not moving on. And this was the bum who was 5 years older than me. And I literally remember he was trying so hard to plead his case. He was like, oh, he was talking to me about this. He was like, this is ridiculous. Like, you know, I only want you and stuff like that. And he's like, but you want this type of commitment from me, but you don't want to even give me that type of commitment. Because another conversation he would have is like, when I have my place and stuff like that, I'm grown. Like at this point in the relationship, like you should be like moving in with me or want to move in with me soon, like before a year. And then one thing, yo, and one thing he literally said about this girl, like, you want me to unfollow girls and stuff like that? Like, you want me to do all this stuff? Like, you come and live with me and you get that type of commitment. Well, I'll do all that. I said, do you have a place for me to live with you right now? But mind you, this is the same guy who didn't have a place to stay. He said, all right, bro. All right, bro. You want to do all that? You trying to be funny? I said, do you have a place for me to live right now? He said, no, but you know what I'm talking about when I do. Shut that fuck up, nigga. Like, what is one older men's obsession with trying to get you to move at their pace? But also, I'm like, it's not even their pace. Like I said, even if I was 26, 27 like him, why would I go and live with a guy I've known for 3 months? I wouldn't do that now, and I wouldn't do that ever. Like, what the are we actually talking about? And then, too, what is men's obsession with, like, boasting and daydreaming about stuff they don't have? Talking about, you want this type of commitment for me? Then you gotta live with me, do that kind of stuff with me, and you don't have a place to live. Like, don't piss me off, for real. Don't piss me off. And I think my last one for the night, y'all, is going to be, what is men's obsession with talking women and just talking down on women that they're attracted to?
Clock it.
Story time, let's go. So back in what, 2021, y'all remember that No More Party song that was all over TikTok? That Coil Ray song that made no sense. No tea, no shade. See, with this video, I'm not trying to make another video like talking down on another woman, but I just genuinely, I didn't like the song. I didn't think the lyrics made sense. I didn't understand why it was popular, right? But I'm not over here publicly speaking on another woman, making videos about it. I remember I was just like talking about it with my boyfriend and with some other people where I was just like, yeah, I don't really like the song. I don't really understand. Like I said again, I'm a little walking Malcolm X. If we really want to get into it, I don't want to speak on her as an artist in this day and age of her career because I don't listen to her now. I don't know like how much her music's gotten better if I would like it now. But like back then, I highly do think she benefited from colorism and being objectively attractive. Because like the music to me just didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense, right? So I'm literally, like I said, I'm the mini Malcolm X. I'm breaking this down to my boyfriend at the time. And I'm just talking about it like, yeah, it doesn't really like make sense to me and I'm explaining all the nuances, but he starts going in like, yeah, like, oh my god, bro, like that song just gets on my nerves, bro. Like she's not talented at all, bro. Like he's just like going in where I'm like, chill, but like I'm like, okay, y'all, I'm on FaceTime with this man. Literally as he's talking about her, I search up her Instagram, I type her in, and who do I see when it says followed by at the top? My man. And I'm scrolling and he has liked her pictures. I don't remember if it was like when we were together or before, but he's definitely liked pictures again with butt and out and everything. And so he's talking like, yo, I'm a Scorpio, I'm a smooth criminal. I love catching people, especially men, off guard. I love to, because play with somebody else, don't play with me. He's going in like, yeah, bro, she's so not talented. Like, I don't understand. I said, I'm like, if you feel so negatively about her, why are you following her? When I tell y'all that's the fastest I've ever seen that man shut up. He went from, I said, if you hate her and her music and everything so much, I said, why are you following her? He said, I he said, I'm following her because she dated Trippie Redd. I said, okay, they're not together right. I was like, what does her dating another rapper have to do with why you followed her? He's like, well, I like Trippie Redd, so I followed her. Um, I'm like, really? Really? That's the only reason you followed her? I was like, you don't gotta like tense up. I'm not like accusing you of something now, because I'm like, if I remember, I don't know if like the likes were recent, but I was like, be honest, like you were following her because you were attracted to her. Like this is before she even put music out. And he was like, I'm not attracted to her, bro. Like she's so untalented. I followed her because I just remember them together. I'll unfollow her right now. I said, all right. Like, would it be that hard to just say I was attracted to her like a year ago, and that's why I was following her? And again, like, why are you hating? Like I said, in the sense of how I was talking about how I didn't like the music, I didn't like the lyrics. It was just my opinion. He was like going in down on her. She's so That's what I'm saying. I had to clock it. I had to stop it. Cause boy, mm, anyways, you guys, those are the horrors of dating men. Dash a straight woman. So sorry to all my other straight women in the world. You get it. Yeah. You guys can laugh at all these for me because I've probably already cried over them before. Like all of them. Like to me now it's just funny because I'm like, all of those things would have me blocking an egg on every platform and not losing sleep about it to this day. But again, keep in mind, back in these days, I was either in love with rose tinted glasses on or I was in an abusive cycle. I was also younger. Some of these I was in the teens. But yeah, guys, should I do a part two? I know damn well I could think of some more to make a whole separate video. Cause I really would like to study men and the audacity. But yeah, you guys, thank you so much for watching another video. Like I said, something in between a podcast episode and story times. This was fun to make. This is fun to make because, like I said, all I can do is laugh at these dumbasses now. Like I'm flabbergasted that they even felt safe for that to come out of their mouth. Anyways, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.